Hi,
Hey
sis.
everyone. Hey. Y'all ready? Cause I mean, I am ready. Who was here last night? Cause oh, wait, before I go there, thank you, Dion. For those of you who don't know, not only is she um the visionary for this project, but she also is helping people like me who are digitally disabled really get our life together with this online and these lives and such. So I appreciate you, Dion. Hey, Simone. Hey, everybody who's on here. I appreciate you guys. Um, for those of you guys who were not here yesterday, I'm going to need you after this to go on to the album section and look up all of the lives that have happened so far. But last night, something real special happened. Sabrina talked to us about forgiveness last night. And I want to go back, listen, I even bought her, I already had a couple copies of her book. But I just want to recap this because I don't want this to get, I really don't want us to lose this piece. Let me go back to this definition because it's going to help us tonight. Forgiveness is the intentional decision, but tonight we're going to call it the radical decision of releasing someone from an emotional debt that they don't have the ability to repay. Whew. They don't even have the ability to repay it? What? Radical forgiveness. That's what I'm going to call that, radical forgiveness. And can I be hot for a minute? Honest, open, and transparent. When I first saw that definition in her book, I realized something. I realized that for Vernice, I never really forgave my mom. I thought I did. And I even talked about this at Sabrina's book release. I thought I forgave her, but it said to release, not parole. And what I realized for Vernice, not for y'all, that I had never really forgiven her. I just paroled her. She was out on parole. And every time she messed up, I put her back in the prison that I created. Okay, y'all don't, yeah. See, you guys don't get it yet because you don't understand that this right here, this is where my tweaker syndrome started. Right? See, because I grew up with a mom who was addicted to drugs and alcohol. So my codependency, right? Calling when her job called to say that she was sick, even though I haven't seen her in 3 days, I was already covering for someone. Okay, let me back up. My name is Vernice Cooper. I'm the author of Vacate Victimville. I'm a therapist. I'm going to be talking about codependency, but because people want to get too deep into all the details of codependency, I'm just going to call you all tweakers. Okay, and I'm going to define it for you. Okay, because I started with last week radical recovery, talking about harmful habits. If y'all remember, I came for some of your red bottoms, your Starbucks, yeah, the Amazon packages, the things that are delaying your destiny and are putting a pause, right, on your progress and putting a pause on your purpose. So let's just talk about tweakers. And I'm going to try to stay with my notes. I'm going to try. Um, a tweaker is someone with an excessive dependence on someone else. In other words, a tweaker is someone who is addicted to their relationship with another person. What? I see y'all. I see y'all already. Y'all like, why am I the tweaker? Oh, because that behavior that you're complaining about with that other person, there's stuff that you're doing to enable it. Am I already stepping on toes? Should I back up a little bit? Okay, all right. You guys aren't beating me up just yet in the comments. So back to a tweaker, it's an excessive dependence or an addiction to another person. We're talking about adult relationships, okay? This doesn't have to be in a romantic relationship. This can be with your adult parent, your adult child, your adult friend, your adult coworker. right? I'm really talking to the rescuers in the room. Where are my rescuers? How y'all cape? How y'all cape doing? I'm coming for that cape tonight. We're gonna do a cape drive at the end of this. I'm also coming for the Shiros. This whole pandemic, there was no Superman. I didn't see Wonder Woman. I was looking for all the super. All I saw was a lot of people that look like me, you and I, doing a whole lot of work to keep people together. Okay. The rescuer type of tweaker, they have like a by any means necessary kind of attitude. Is that any of y'all? By any means necessary, we're going to get this thing done. Okay, not y'all. Okay, just me. So I'm a tweaker in recovery. I said it started really young. So I already knew how to rescue. And can I be hot for another minute? I was the rescuer type. I was the rescuer type. In fact, I got a call saying, hey, something's going on with your family. You might need to check on your brother. And guess what? Put on that cape. And I literally stole my brother from my mother. Yeah, I know. I know this is being recorded, but it's too late for anyone to charge me for anything. Literally. Literally. Yeah, I also sometimes call this a savior syndrome. And I'm gonna explain a little bit more. But yeah, I literally went down there, took him, and then raised him till he was 18. I'm talking about no guardianship, no courts, no police, no pressure, just okay, that's just me. All right. All right. I see how y'all gonna leave me out here in these streets. Okay, cool. But Sister Brenda Coleman, if you're on here, I know earlier today you mentioned something that was super important. You said you used that analogy of what a lot of codependents talk about, which is putting the mask on yourself first, right? We've been hearing this analogy. For those of you who haven't heard it, let me just say it. When you're on an airplane and you're traveling with a child, it says to put your mask on yourself first before putting on the child, right? Because if you can't save yourself, you won't be able to save anyone else. We've heard that 1,000 times. That's not our problem. Hey, tweakers, that's not our problem. See, tweakers, we know how to put the mask on. Yeah, we know how to put the mask on. The thing about the tweakers, here's what we do. After we get a little bit of breath, now we walking up and down the aisle like, you need some? How about you? You good? Y'all good over there? Okay, maybe that's just me. All right, tweakers. Okay, tweakers do things like they look through the blinds to see how he parks, see if he parks straight or if he's tipsy. Tweakers, while the person is doing what they do, they're going through their phone, they're losing sleep. Okay, not you guys, but you probably know some tweakers, so let's help them. So we have to be careful with this rescue syndrome, this savior syndrome, because it's suffocating us. Okay. In Al-Anon, right? This is Alcoholics Anonymous. This is for the family members, for anyone who knows anything about people who are in drug and alcohol recovery. They talk about 3 C's. And for those of you who aren't familiar, I just want to really introduce the 3 C's to you. The first C is you didn't cause it. Somebody might need to write that down. You didn't cause it. I know you gave birth to them, but you didn't cause it. Oh, I know they gave birth to you, but you didn't cause it. I know you chose them as a spouse, but you didn't cause it. I'm gonna let that sit. It's not your fault. And maybe I'm the first person to tell you, but it's not your fault. Oh, yes, Miss Regina. Oh, compassion fatigue. Ha! Is that a thing? Absolutely. Yes. The second C is And this is going to be hard for some of y'all, and I might lose a few people on this one. So I need someone to monitor if anyone logs off. The second C is you can't control it. Say what now? I control everything. You cannot control it. I know you're trying. I know that you keep giving them a little bit of money or a certain amount of money, but that money that you're letting them borrow is not changing their relationship with money. That that the thing that you're doing to try to change, you can't control it. And see, the thing about tweakers, guess what? You know why we're up all night? Because we're control freaks. Ay. Did that hurt anyone's feelings? I hope not. I got control issues. I get it. And the last C I want to talk about is that you can't cure it. Yeah. Your band-aids aren't helping what's happening right now. I don't know who I'm talking to, but your band-aids that you put on every Friday, they need wound care, and you just keep putting a bandage over it. Then you have to switch out the band-aids so they didn't bled out of that one. And then you just put another band-aid. Because you weren't designed really to do wound care, and I'll talk about that in a bit, but you didn't cause it. I'm sorry I'm in your business, Christina. But you didn't cause it. You can't control it. I know. Ooh, I don't like not being in control. And you can't cure it. And so tweakers, we don't know the difference between helping, enabling, and disabling. Helping, enabling, and disabling. Yeah, because sometimes we see the issue, and let me just use like a broken bone. We see the issue of the sprained ankle as something that's broken, right? And they have crutches. Then here we come with the wheelchair. They gave them crutches for but you know what? Just don't worry about the crutches. You don't need to limp. I got you. Okay. Y'all not hearing me. Nobody? Okay. Most people have the capacity for healing and growth, but you're in the way. Do you know what happens when you keep a cast on for too long? There's a reason why there's a time limit to having a cast on. Did you know you can re-injure the initial injury, and you can injure the tendons around the injury by holding on too tight? How long will you hold on to that thing? What is it costing you? Wrapped up like a mummy and still bleeding. Here's the thing. There's some things that I want you to assess. You think your Uber's here? That's funny. I think there's some things I want you to assess. One, if you're a tweaker, there may be something you are holding in. Yeah, there's a conversation you're not willing to have. There's a conversation that you're afraid of having a courageous conversation, and your silence is in their way. I don't know who that was for. Your silence is in their way. You're holding something in. There's a courageous conversation inside of you. You've had it in the mirror. You've called a few friends. You said it in prayer, but you've never addressed the person. You're like, I'm non-confrontational. Okay, well then stay there in bondage. Okay, some of you are like, no, I'm not holding anything in. I say everything I need to say. Well, maybe you're holding on too tight. Ah, you're holding on so tight and you're so close to the person, you're practically breathing for them. They don't even need to breathe. Because when they wake up, there you are. When they need help, there you are. When they're broke, there you are. Again, okay, so that's not true. Some people are like, Vernice, I'm not holding in, nothing in. I say what I need to say. Other people are like, I'm not holding too tight. I'm trying to let it go. I'm trying to let it go. Well, there's another category. Some of you are holding something back. And I'm going to say this, some of you are holding something behind your back. Some of you, it's a gift that you have, but you're waiting for them to get together so that you can do what you need to do. It's delaying your destiny. I don't know what's behind your back. Is it a promise? Is it a gift? Is it your purpose that you're holding back until they get it together so y'all can do it together? Are you blaming them? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing in these dynamic relationships as a tweaker. We want the arsonist, the person who we always complaining and starting all this stuff, starting all these fires, to be the firefighter. You saw them light the match, and here you come handing them the fire extinguisher. Okay, maybe it's none of you. What I will say is this: tweakers need boundaries. And I'm not talking about the boundaries you think you set up. Because a lot of times people are like, Vernice, no, I got boundaries. I don't play. I just put them up. Some of you have created boundaries that are like brick walls. And you know what happens when you build a big wall around yourself? Yeah, you keeping other people out, but you're trapped in. See, us people, we are created for connection. Right. And so building boundaries is more about building fences. At least with a fence, you can see what's coming. You can see, you have some perspective. Right. With the wall, you have no perspective. So don't close yourself in, because you don't want to go from codependent to closed off. Now you don't mess with nobody. Not you? Okay. I'll talk to myself. I'm not worried about y'all, okay? Because I'm hot. I'm a hot girl. Y'all should never gave me that acronym. Also, the thing with boundaries, you have to be very flexible with yourself, and you have to practice boundaries because it's a new behavior for you and it's a new behavior for them. So don't shut down and say, oh, they're not respecting my boundaries. Keep going. Keep practicing. It's something new for you and them. It's hard. I know. Tweakers, right? We got control issues. And our control issues are so big that we go from wanting to control the other person to controlling the fact that we won't let anyone else in. We're still in control. There's no surrender. Okay. I was the type of tweaker that I felt like I was doing God favors. Not y'all? Okay. So maybe just me. I was like, God, you know what? I know you like busy with the world and stuff. I'm gonna go handle this for you. I mean, you can pay me later or thank me later, but I'm trying to help you out. Really, I'm saving you some time. And that is a mindset of a real true tweaker, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you are becoming their God. When you help someone so much, it turns into enabling, then it transitions to disabling, and now you've become their God, their shiro with your cape. Okay, not y'all. I'm gonna get out of there. Um, be careful. Be careful. I know we want to rescue, save, be the shiro, but what is it costing you? Financially, emotionally, spiritually? You can't, this person so got you so upset you can't even pray no more. Hmm. Yes. Couple things I need you to do. I'm looking at the time. I usually don't go over the time. I try to stay on my 21 minutes, but you guys are, I'm passionate about this because I'm a tweaker in recovery. And I'm trying to be hot with y'all and let y'all know, listen, I even let y'all in on some personal hot stuff, right? Like I stole someone's child 20 years ago. No regrets. But I had to work on this behavior where I can't keep rescuing. So here's some things that tweakers can do. I'm going to give you 3 quick tips. One, um, pause. This should be easy. Pause. That person needs you. Pause. They text you. Pause. Do you even ever give them time to figure it out for themselves? Or do you just respond? Do you swoop in? Here we are with the cape. Do you swoop in? Pause. This gives you the difference between reaction and responding is time. Say what now? Do you know that if you give some people enough time, they will figure it out? And some people need more than time, they need time and resources. But when we don't allow God to be God, because, we're here responding on his behalf, it gets real confusing for folks. So pause. Don't give in to the emotional need to rescue. Take time. Pause. Stop right there. Hey, Vernice. I was wondering if you can. You know what? Let me think about it. I'll get back to you by Friday. The second thing I want to talk to the tweakers about is practice setting boundaries. Practice, practice, practice. I promise you, you're not going to get good overnight. Otherwise, you're just building a wall. Boundaries, healthy boundaries, you can have healthy boundaries with people, but it starts with little things like courageous conversations. Do they even know that they're costing you something emotionally, physically, spiritually? Yes, thank you, Jamila. Purposeful pause. So you have to practice boundaries. You have to practice. You have to keep practicing. You have to keep practicing. It's not going to happen, right? Like anything else, you have to practice. And there's one more thing I want you all to do. right? When we get off of here, I want you guys to go ahead and try this activity. You may have seen people do this in all kind of um, conferences and things like that. They have you take a book and you stand up and you just hold the book out all the way arm extended like this. And you hold the book as long as you can. And eventually, what you find out is that the book gets heavy. At least that's what they tell us, right? Like, isn't the book getting heavy? Is the book getting heavy? Let go of the book. Well, guess what? The book has not changed in size or weight, right? It hasn't changed. But if you hold it out there long enough, the only thing that's changed is your ability to handle it. Oh, I hope that helps somebody. The book, the person is not more difficult. The thing that's changed is your ability to handle it. Okay, I'll go back to books because some of y'all don't want to talk about people. So we can stand out here all night. Y'all want to be out here with the book? Pause, practice, and let go. You know what makes this real light? Putting it down. Putting it on a table that was created, putting it in a bookshelf that was created to hold it. Let go. I promise you that you are not their God. They have more abilities than you think they have. Yes, thank you, Dee Dee. Pause. Take that pause. That purposeful, painful, promising pause is going to do a lot for you. Don't respond to the email right away. Don't respond to the request. Don't go over there right away. Well, can you imagine going there after the fire and not during the fire? There's a difference. They don't send the investigators during the fire. They send them after the fire. You get more information after the fire. Okay. I'm going to lose some of y'all. So I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to let y'all go. Are you holding something in? Are you holding on to something too tight? You can't breathe and neither can they. You can't sleep and neither can they. But see, in the real tweaker relationship, they sleep fine. You up. And are you holding something back, behind your back? You can't even be your full self until they're together. We treat codependency just like we treat addiction. The same cycle of addiction. We talk about it the very same way. So all I'm asking for these 21 days is if you are a tweaker and you know there's a relationship that's popping in your head right now, I want to know, because I'm doing a collection right now. We're going to do a virtual cape drive. Are you willing to donate, or put down your cape? If you want to make a donation, just put donate. Yes, Stephanie, they don't have pain or sleepless nights. They sure don't. We up though, because the tweakers, we be up. Like how in the world are they asleep? Yes. Are you willing to relinquish the cape? Just put it down. Some people earlier today, they were like, I burnt that thing a long time ago. Some of you, like, I don't know, it's like mine is still, I'll be checking in the closet, like, is my cape still in here? Because I told you I'm in recovery. I'm trying to be hot with y'all. I'm trying to let y'all know I ain't burned mine yet because I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna need it. But if you're willing to donate, then all that means is that you're willing to take a pause, that you're willing to do some practice, and that you're willing to let go of some stuff. Here's what I don't want y'all doing. I do not want y'all getting off of here talking about Vernice, this therapist lady. She told me that this relationship is over. Don't put that out there on me. I told y'all to pause, practice, and let go of some stuff. So don't be having me out here in these streets, right? I mean, this is a process. If for those of you who are with me in the first week talking about radical recovery, then you also understand that, and I also challenge you to give up a harmful habit for 21 days. Well, for some of you, that harmful habit was this relationship that you're thinking about. But like I said, don't have me out here. Don't do that to me. All right. Pause, practice, and let go. Practice those boundaries. And I will see you all next Friday. Okay. Once again, I'm Vernice Cooper. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Listen, don't leave just yet.
Okay.
It's one of those magical evenings. And I literally just jumped on to give a really quick testimony.